Hello, everybody! Welcome to the vlog about the night of museums. We had some food before because we will need it. Strawberry on my lips, and your fingertips. And out we go. We needed to walk to the city park like 20 minutes from my house. So I got ready and we went to our first museum. We were like 1 hour late. So our museum night began at 7 p.m., I guess. But yeah, and out to the first museum. Our first museum was the Museum of Fine Arts in Budapest. It's in the city park. It's one of the main museums. Here we are on the square, and this is the museum. We became our bracelets for the museum night to enter other museums, and there were like some people playing, so we went there and we wanted to see the temporary exhibitions because we both were in this museum like 5 times. So this was the first temporary exhibition of drawings. It was not very impressive to me, but it was interesting. And it was like, it was the first museum, so this is my fit for the museum night. Please comment what you think about it, like pause and comment. Because I like this outfit. It's like you've never seen it before, but at the same time, it's so simple and everybody wears something like this. But yeah, just me walking in the museum. I don't know what to film when I'm walking into the museum, like really. So this was the space. There were a lot of people. Everybody was walking, looking at something, but I guess most of the people were Hungarians. Like nothing bad, but I don't think we saw a lot of internationals. Yeah, this is the fit of my girly. I love everything. Yeah, we were the most fashionable people, of course. So then we decided to look for the other exhibition. This was the second temporary exhibition. It was nicer. It was a very, very small room. It was about this painter. She painted in very different styles, and I liked that there were like drawings and paintings that looked very, very different. And at the same time, like her, but at the same time like other painters. So yeah, it was nice. And then there was this. Oh my God, this was open. We were both first times in this romantic room. I guess that's the name. It was so beautiful. Like everything in there was so beautiful. I don't know why it's closed, but yeah, I didn't expect that from the Museum of Fine Arts. Like, really? Like, why are you hiding this? This beauty. Why? Yeah, and then was time for the next museum. The next museum was just on the other side of the square, like this one. So, yeah. The second museum was the Kunsthalle. I cannot really pronounce it in Hungarian, but it's like as I see with like temporary exhibitions, there were some apples. They were free, so we had some food. I think it's good. I love this building because this building is so eclectic and so like joyful, and yeah, the apples were very nice actually. So there was an exhibition. It was not very big, but it was very, very nice because it was some like ethnic, I think Hungarian things. Like, yeah, that's my apple. Um, and every room had something different. It was like clothes and like heritage, like paintings, like here, or music instruments, shoes, everything. It was very, very interesting actually. Like, I really liked it. It was a very small, like chill museum, but at the same time, everything was very nice. And I love like eclectic and paganistic stuff. So, like, I loved it. There were some like people that do something of this ethnical, like paganistic things just as hobbies, like this girlie. She was working in IT, but she just paints eggs in her free time. Like, it's a flex. So, yeah, I really liked it. It looked very like Russian paganistic stuff. And up to the third museum, because we need to run. So the third museum was the Ethnographic Museum. It is a very, very big building. If you don't know how it looks like, please just Google Ethnographic Museum of Budapest, because the new building is huge. And we went there, and then there was this map of Budapest from 1800 something, like 6 or something. And I didn't know that the Buda side was like built first and only then the Pest side. So we looked up for our apartment, and then there was this iPads where you can just scroll and like put school like palaces or buildings or like hotspots, and it will show where it is, and then you can just click it and see what is there, where you can go. It was really fun because some of the places I didn't know, and some of the places I was like, yeah, I know that. I live there. This was the city park, and yeah, we were looking where we at, because now the city park is a little bit bigger. And then if you googled how the Ethnographic Museum looks like, it's like a wave, so we need to go downstairs, and we saw that downstairs are more fun. Like, we didn't see the whole Ethnographic Museum, it was just a little bit, but this wall with ceramics, oh my god, I want this wall at my house. Like, really, so much fun stuff. Like, this little table, like, oh my god. And you can see that some of the pieces were like made for like paganistic stuff, some were like special occasion stuff, some were like, oh my god, this I don't know what it is because we didn't have the time to read, but it's made of papier mâché, like paper. Like, I'm shocked. So there were like a lot of stuff, and we wanted to come back, so that's why we didn't read and like didn't stay for a long time there. But yeah, Ethnographic Museum is wonderful in this like 30 minutes that we were there. And up to the next museum. Next museum is a villa of an opera artist. She lived there, but there was some about, not about her life, more about restoration of the palace, like kind of palace, about the villa, about her life, about modernism, because the villa is built in modernism. I just found it on the website of the Night of Museums, so it was actually very fun. I wouldn't go there like just to go there, but it was a very interesting like choice to just come there for 20 minutes, because there were a lot of cool paintings, cool things about modernism, a lot of things about, I would say, constructivism, because yeah, they're not that far away actually when we think about it. But yeah, but the villa itself is amazing. Like, a garden, 2 terraces. Like, this garden, isn't it chill? Like, a cup of tea in the in like, I don't know, in the rain there. Yes. So we like, it was not much to see, but it was a nice, like, change up, because we were like in 3 very big museums, and this was a very small one. I really liked the staircase, like, really. And actually, there were some things from the era that this opera singer lived. So, and how exactly this is her. So yeah, like, I would recommend to go there, but not like only to go there. And then up to the next spot, and actually, like, at this point we walked so much, we were so tired, so we needed a break. So we were walking to have some food. I had a spot close in between 2 museums. It was a pizza spot. It was actually nice. I was there the 3rd time. We really fast get our pizza. Yes, it was wonderful because we had like 40 minutes to eat. And then we needed to go to the next one because the museum, like, Night of Museums is until 12 a.m. So we didn't have that much time. Of course, we had some wine, but that just speeded us up, really. It gave us so much power. So we had half of a pizza and then tiramisu, and like, yeah, we had 2 glasses of wine with like double shots of wine, can one say it? Yeah. So, and next to that museum, it was the House of Terror, because it's like the next building from this restaurant. But it was actually very nice because it looked very nice to us, like the whole time. It looked very interesting, and there were a lot of paintings, sculptures, photographs of our guys, Lenin and Stalin. And we know so much about the history, and maybe because of 2 glasses of wine, we had just fun in this museum. Like, really, we were just walking, like, you will see a tank in a second. Yeah. So, like, we were just walking, looking at pictures, like, ooh, cool. But actually, the museum is really, really cool. Like, this is a labyrinth out of soap. And, like, on some walls, there were, like, TVs with interviews with people talking about the terror, about communism, socialism in Hungary. And everybody was like reading everything. Not everything was translated to English, but most of the stuff, I would say like 95%. I like this room because it is half like bourgeois and half it was like cell. And like, it's very interesting how they put it everything together. I think I wouldn't go there for a long time because I know a lot about history of the communistic state and about Stalin and Lenin and their guys, but it was an interesting interpretation from the Hungarians. So I would recommend this museum like 100% because it's fun. They have some like communistic posters. They look like Russian posters, but at the same time they're a little bit different. Stalin, our guy, and then a poster of a guy that's working, of course. So every room was different, and you wanted to see every room. Like, my friend is explaining that the work is only upwards. We cannot read Hungarian, so please translate it to me. But yeah, we were photographing everything. Like, this room is a photo spot now. Like, all the posters, everything, like, that people used. And for me, it's just like we used it yesterday. Like, I used it because, I don't know, my grandma had some things, or my aunt. But yeah, I think in most of the countries, people didn't see how it looked like. We are just very, very used to it. This room was very interesting. It was about church. That's why the cross is down, but then I couldn't film. And actually, the museum is very big. It's like 4 stairs, I think. So I would recommend this like 100% because all the pictures are very interesting. It's very historical, and actually, Hungary had a big, big history with like Soviet Union and with socialism and communism after it. So it had a lot of stuff to see, a lot of stuff to watch. We didn't watch everything, and then when I was making this video, I understood that we didn't see one floor actually, like the basement floor with cells. But I think I learned a little bit about Hungarian history, about communism, and you could touch a lot of things what I like about museums too. So yeah, some Hungarian stuff and Russian stuff. Like, it's very funny out of home to see Cyrillics and like something that you can read, although I read and speak 3 languages. And then we had this room with like, on one side there were like portraits, on the other side were like classroom tables, and then we had this guy, but I learned about him. Yeah, this was the Hungarian OG communist. And on the third one, of course, we have Lenin. So it was very interesting because actually, like, the class tables were from different times, but all about communism. And as I said, the wine gave us speed because we needed to go to the next spot, and I didn't want to be late. And we had like 10 minutes, and we made it in 8. So we went to the oldest metro line in Budapest, the M1. It has old subway trains, and all the stations look the same but very nice. We literally run to change to another metro, and then we went to the University Library and Archives of ELTE. Yeah. So we were in this library. It's a very, very beautiful library, but when we get there, they said to us that the guided tour in the restoration archives are only in half an hour, and a woman gave us an individual tour in German and English, like mostly in German. Um, in the library, she told us everything, showed us very, very old books, showed us the first book that was printed in Hungary, and I was shocked. It was 1457, if I'm right. Yeah, so that was that is like not a printed book. These are drawings of this is Istanbul, but the drawings are very, very good, made in a very like yeah. So I was shocked because I didn't went to the second floor, and this floor was very beautiful, and there were the most like good books and interesting books. She told us everything about them. She was very nice. She tried to give us everything in a half an hour that we had. And actually, I didn't film in the restoration archives, but she went with us, and we were like only four people, and she translated everything from the restorer of books. He's working alone in this library, and it was very interesting because I have a restoration degree. I knew a lot of things, but I'm a restorer for urban sculpture, so it's different. But it was really, really interesting, and he showed us what he's working on, like which books he had, what's the problems. Like he told us everything, and I love that. So, yeah. And then we have a bonus round of Harley Davidson open air show because we have Harley Davidson week. So we just went out of the library and we're watching from which countries these Harley Davidsons came. We had Sweden and Finland and France, a lot of Italy, Austria, Germany. It was like actually very funny, and they were so different. Like, yeah, but these guys are funny. I think Harley Davidson guys give such good energy. Just chill. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and yeah, comment, like, love you.